Hello, my name is Jacqueline. I am a private jet flight attendant. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, well, actually tonight, it's nighttime here. I've never actually recorded a vlog at night, so I don't know how this lighting is gonna look. I feel like it's pretty intense. Sorry about that, but the baby is sleeping, my husband is stuck in Williamsburg, and I just have an evening where it's quiet and to myself, and we're actually getting ready to go on vacation. So I wanted to sit down and get a little vlog recorded before we hit the road. This way I can enjoy my vacation and not have to worry about editing or uploading. So what I was saying, in this evening's vlog, we are doing another I Want to Be a Flight Attendant But series. So this one is titled, I Want to Be a Flight Attendant But I Got a DUI. Now I received a message on Instagram and it was basically, I want to be a flight attendant, but I have a DUI. Do you think I should invest the money in flight safety and become certified to work on private jets? To be fully honest with you, I wasn't exactly sure how to respond because personally, I have never been in this situation or had to worry about this situation. So I gave the person who messaged me the info that I was aware of, and then I actually reached out to my friends on Instagram to ask them if they had any more insight for me. And I had a bunch of people respond asking me to share the answers with them because they were in a similar situation. They wanted to be a flight attendant, but they do have something on their record and they weren't sure if they would be able to move forward with the job process. When I was a commercial flight attendant, I did know other commercial flight attendants who did have DUIs. And the only time that this ever appeared to be a problem was when we were flying into Canada. There was another flight attendant who I was very friendly with, and she was actually the one who filled me in on this because we were adding additional routes in Canada, and she said she wished that she could go, but unfortunately she had this blemish on her record, and due to that, the Canadian government wouldn't allow her to fly it. And truthfully, that's where my knowledge of being a corporate flight attendant or any kind of flight attendant with a DUI or DWAI on your record, that's where my knowledge stopped. That is all I knew. Was Canada was not really willing to have you enter their country. So the rest of the information that I'm gonna share with you is information, again, that I learned on Instagram. I did have one very lengthy message. He was incredibly detailed. It's Scott, Scott Arnold. He's an incredible corporate flight attendant, and he said I could share his name and share the screenshots with you. So I am gonna incorporate the screenshots as I'm explaining some of the messages that were sent to me. I'm not gonna put every single screenshot in there just because there was a lot of duplicate information or a ton of you can't get into Canada type messages. So I'll be sharing Scott's message in a few moments. Before I get into it, let me just read all of the other notes that I took for you, and hopefully this can help some of you guys or gals out there. All right, one of the messages that I received was, it appears to be more of an issue having a DUI or DWAI on your record when you are a DOT, Department of Transportation employee. So that doesn't always translate to the corporate flying field. Most corporate flight attendants or corporate cabin attendants are not FAA certified unless the flight department has a specific FAA training program in place. I did get a lot of messages from people saying it's pretty much up to the company if they want to hire someone with a DUI or DWAI on their record. It's pretty company specific. Some don't care, some do care a little bit more just because that person is a little more restricted on the routes that they can or cannot work. Definitely something to keep in mind when you're applying really for any job, but specifically a job on an aircraft. Companies are gonna run background checks, credit checks, ID verification checks. They'll be looking at your criminal history record or your Department of Motor Vehicle records. And on top of all of that other information, they'll be checking to see that you are properly trained and certified to work on these private jets. So that being said, if you do have anything on your record, it will show up before you're even called for an interview. This was pointed out to me from Scott Arnold. He said that another thing to remember, another hurdle that you may have to overcome if you have a DUI or DWAI, is our job is heavily dependent on rental cars. We are on layovers and we source catering when we're on those layovers, or we're in a different city for a week at a time and a rental car is provided as means of transportation for us, just to enjoy our time or do work or whatever we need to do. And you might not be able to rent a car if you do have a blemish on your record. This is going back to Canada will not let you in. I did have a flight attendant say she had a DUI and she had to get it expunged from her record. This way she would be able to enter Canada. And I don't know how long that process takes or how long it could stay on your record for. She specifically sent me the attorney that she worked with so I could forward this to the original person who asked me about having a DUI while being a flight attendant. Are you still following me? So obviously you would need legal advice there. That's not something that I am able to give you. Although, fun fact, I did work in a law firm for a few years, but I just did their marketing. All right, another message that I have received is I had a DUI and I had no problem being hired. So there you go. And then I had another message come through saying a flight attendant coworker was fired after getting a DUI because she then had travel restrictions and wasn't able to work all of the trips that our company wanted her to work. So this is a very important thing for you to remember. Just because you have this job as a flight attendant, whether it is commercial or it is corporate, it can be taken away at any time. You do really have to have a clean record. So that was the perfect example. This girl was already a corporate flight attendant, and unfortunately a decision was made that shouldn't have been made, and she was let go from her job. All right, and then the last message that I got with new information that wasn't sort of a repetitive message was China also will not let you in if you have a DUI. That is all of the information that was shared with me from people who have experienced it, people who have worked with people who have experienced it, and so on. It seems like there's not really a definitive answer here. It seems like some companies are totally fine with it, and some companies just don't want to bring someone on board who has anything on the record because there are a few more restrictions for that employee. So no definitive answer, but I can definitely say that if you do have a DUI or a DWAI or a different criminal offense on your record, that you absolutely should disclose it. And that just goes back to all of the pre-checks that are involved before a company onboards a new employee. You're not really gonna be able to hide any of that information, especially with the checks that they do for the flight attendant position. They are very in-depth and very thorough. I know most hiring companies or hiring managers definitely do perform a background check on their employees, but I don't know that they always perform a motor vehicle check. So the point of the I Want to Be a Flight Attendant But series is to help you overcome any sort of doubts that you may have, anything that might be holding you back from really going for your dream job. So what I would say, absolutely apply. If you have a DUI or a DWAI on your record, absolutely apply for a flight attendant job. You can always send in your resume and then contact the hiring manager, and maybe you weren't drinking after a night at the bar. Maybe you were under medication because you had a surgery or something of that nature, and that can show up in your system, and that can just be 100% an innocent mistake, and something like that might be overlooked. So definitely still send your resume out, fill out those job applications, work towards getting that dream job. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I am going to be flying again soon, so I'll be back to my layover vlogs and preparing the private jet vlogs. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I do have a trip coming up, so I'll be doing a little travel vlogging that I'll share with you all too. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Everyone stay safe out there. Please make sure to leave me a thumbs up for this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future flight attendant videos. If you guys are looking for me on social media, my Twitter is @JackTravels, that is JAC Travels, and my Instagram is Jacqueline Travels. It's spelled the same way it is here on YouTube. I think I'm gonna go to bed early. It's quiet. I'm gonna enjoy my evening. Thanks again for watching.